All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So this is episode 1, which is the tiny house design. The next episode, which would be episode 2, will be the sites clearing. You've seen a flash of the design, but before we go more into the new design that we've got, we're gonna this. I just want to kind of give you the schedule or the curriculum that's going to be coming on this channel. The future video sequences will be as followed. We're gonna have a video on the tiny house design, then and that's probably going to be episode 1. Then episode 2, you would have a video on the sites clearing. Episode 3, you'll have the tiny house foundation layout. Episode 4, we're going to be building the columns, basically the backbone or the skeleton of the house. Episode 5 is the exciting one where we're going to do the rammed earth. We're going to skin the house of rammed earth. Then we're going to put the roof on episode 6. Episode 7, we're going to have the windows. Episode 8, we're going to have the electricals. And episode 9, the plumbing. All right. So that's going to be the next 9 episode. And just so you know, this is an eco house. So the house is going to be as much as we can made in Sierra Leone. Now, obviously, stuff like the glass and stuff we don't have in Sierra Leone, and maybe for some of the rebar we don't have in Sierra Leone. But the roof shingles, those are going to be made in Sierra Leone. Of course, the body, the rammed earth, that's all made in Sierra Leone. This is going to be a very exciting project. All right, so let's go to the design. The design is right here. All right, and it's a nice small tiny house. You can say you've got 2 fronts. You got the front that you go in over here. Then you have a little balcony at the other side. And of course, you know why the walls are brown, right? Absolutely, because the walls are going to be made out of rammed earth. By the way, shout out to Dean. He's the designer from Freetown that designed this house. It's a simple roof that's got a slope on it, and again, the roof shingles are going to be made in Sierra Leone. So the whole idea of this house is to show how you could build a house that's almost as much as you can with made in Sierra Leone. The funny thing about a house like this, for some reason, it's been branded low-cost housing. It's the most ridiculous stuff I've ever heard of. It's really an eco house. If you have a fancy Ferrari, right? And if you guys don't know this, a fancy Ferrari, let's say it costs 500,000, right? But then you have a Tesla that's not as expensive, but the Tesla could go faster than the Ferrari. Would you consider the Tesla a low cost car? No. The low cost is a stigma. Well, it's not a stigma. I don't think it was done deliberately, but a lot of the Europeans and the people from overseas, they wanted to help West Africa, aka Sierra Leone, and they say, hey, we're going to come to your country and build low cost housing. So now all of a sudden low cost housing has a stigma. If you are rich or you're wealthy, I don't want a low cost housing. No, I don't want that in my house. It's just so ridiculous. Low cost housing means eco housing. Eco housing means house made in Sierra Leone. That means making the country better. That means more human capital because you basically utilizing the people. So I'm totally against that stigma of low cost housing. If anybody sees a house that is made from natural earth and they call it low cost and then they laugh at it, send them to me. I'll be more than happy to talk to them. You notice in Europe they don't call them low cost housing. What do they call them? They call them cob house. Yeah, it's got a better name. They call it rammed earth, and it's the most sought out stuff over in Europe and America, right? Because it makes sense. It's called recycling, using what you have. So okay, so that's enough of my rant with low cost housing. So let's go back to the design. So the design, of course, is rammed earth, and it's a hold on, let me pull up my thing again. Yeah, so it's a one bedroom house. This is going to be set up for through Airbnb. So at the end of the day, people who in a in the in Freetown or anywhere in the area of Sierra Leone or West Africa, or if you're traveling from Europe or America, you'll be able to rent it out. So let's look at the interior. So here this is the interior. You can see it's very minimalist. You have your veranda. You have your master bedroom. You got your little dressing room here, and then you have the bath. This is all to your left, and then to your right you have the kitchen, and then you have a little living space. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So this is episode 1, which is the tiny house design. The next episode, which would be episode 2, will be the sites clearing, which is the total removal of the pan body, and we will have a video on that in about a week. Okay, so till then, I will see you later. Thanks again for watching.